a little quick interjection. I've noticed, you can see here, 91.8% of you aren't subscribed and 8.2% are. If you watch regularly, if you wouldn't mind clicking subscribe, it's free, doesn't cost anything. It just means it helps. Well, I know everyone says it. It just helps with the algorithm. It helps, you know, me feel a little bit better, and nice to see the numbers grow. So if you can, I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Morning, it's Tuesday. Yesterday I had a few more house viewings for me nan. Took her around the ones we liked, so that was that. So today we're back in. I am just putting together a few bits that came for this Defender, so let me show you. Right, so here we are. Excuse my glove, I had to take it off to be able to use the camera. So the slave is in. We've got the link pipe that goes from the slave to the flexi, then the flexi, then that bolts to the bulkhead and goes up on the hard pipe. None of this is tightened up yet, it's just all there to make sure it fits. And I've got to make the bracket that goes from that bolt on the top of the slave, that bolts to the gearbox, to that threaded part of the flexi to hold that in situ. So I'll make that shortly. But it's just a matter of getting them in, as you can see, nothing's tight, just to see that everything sort of works. So next thing is to offer up these uprights that bolt to the bulkhead. I've got to drill holes in these because we had new footwells, obviously. So yeah, they've got to be bolted up, and then this has got to be positioned, and then the holes drilled. Okay, quick situation report. We've got the main bulkhead bolts in and tightened up. We've got the support braces in. I'm yet to drill the holes in the bulkhead. I don't really want to do that until we've kind of got doors and stuff lined up. The new brake lines and brake pipes are all connected. The clutch pipe and everything is all connected. I think we are where we are at the minute. It's time for a cup of tea, and the bits on the table is decreasing. Also, I'm not here tomorrow, I've got work off site, but I am awaiting the parts to rebuild the steering box on that. I've decided to have a go at rebuilding mine first. I have ordered a rebuild like gasket kit for it, seal kit, a drop arm puller, a new drop arm, and just some seat box corner protectors as well. But they should all be here by the time I come in Thursday. So Thursday I'm going to pull the steering box out of that. So today I'm just going to carry on pottering around on this. So right, cup of tea, and then we'll do something else. Morning, it's now Thursday. I'm feeling a little worse for wear today. I did some groundwork yesterday. My back is killing me. But anyway, we have got a job to do today. And first of all, we've got bits that have been delivered. So let me show you. So we have the Frudenberg steering box rebuild kit. Apparently there are many inferior copies of this, but this is the best one. So it was 30 quid, but hopefully that'll make it better. We have a new drop arm because the boot is split on mine, and instead of just changing the thing, obviously pushing it out, it's just as cheap to buy a whole arm. Obviously a new nut and washer to go with it, that you can't think what the word is now, but you bend that over basically to stop the nut turning. We've got the drop arm puller from Nielsen, comes with a spare bolt as well, but obviously we'll grease all that up before we use it. That just pops the spline, or pops the arm off the spline. That sits there, you can see the jaws grip round that casting, and that hopefully will pop that out with ease. And we've also got seat box corner protectors. Obviously where I carpeted it to the edge, this will hopefully hide them and protect them. So I've just offered one up, haven't fitted it yet, but there you go. So that will sit on there. So yes, it's those bits. So today what we need to do, I've just cleared my bench off so I can get the steering box on there. We need to suck out what oil's left with the suction machine. I'm going to pop the wheel off to give us more access. Then I've got to pop the ball joint off and then undo all the pipes and stuff, but I'll show you that as I go. So first job is to suck out that fluid. With a light on the subject, I don't think there's much fluid to suck out. Right, or maybe I'll just progress with taking the wheel off first then. Right, so first job under here is I'm going to whip the shock off, top and bottom, to get that out of the way. And then that shock mount that holds the steering box on can come out of the way, and we've got quite a bit of access there to get to the pipes and stuff. So that is my first job. Next job is to undo the castle nut. I've already moved the split pin to undo that, but I have noticed I got the wrong arm. I need a ball joint on the track rod, not on the arm. So I'll have to send that back. Joy. Anyway, right, let's get that off. Okay, we're now in there. The shock mount is off, as you can see. The steering box is just held in with the support there, because obviously I want to get the pipes off first. So that's the next thing. It's the silver one. And then what we'll probably do is maybe take this one off of the bottle and then undo it, because then it won't get all bound up. So let's get that done now. Right, so the hand pump I think has passed it. I think that's well knackered. But the brake cleaner, no, brake fluid bleeder, got that out. So that's pretty much dry now. So we can undo the pipes and get this out of the way. Right, both pipes are out. I've now got to undo that bolt there that holds the steering shaft to the steering box. So we'll quickly whip that off. Right, I've now undone the bolt and I've given that a bit of a tap to open it up, and as you can see, you can just about see the groove in the steering box, so that is now loose on there. So next job is this bolt here, and I have to pump the suspension right up, and hopefully we can get this past the chassis rail. And there she is out. So next job is to get that drop arm off. So let's get this in the vise and get that off. Right, the anti-slip washer, I've bent that back, and we're now getting the bolt off, which is a 34mm. Oh, I'm going to move you a bit. Right, that tool doesn't fit that arm. It fits the new one that I bought over there, but it doesn't fit this one. So my options are cut this one off and then fit the other one and then fit the correct arm to suit it. What I am going to do is see if this end will come out and if it will fit into my sumo bar, because I've got obviously a heavy duty one there. So I need to take this out and see whether it fits, and then that will fix that ball joint that's missing, and it means that I can get on with this basically. I don't want to hit it too hard because I don't want to damage the steering box any further. So I'm thinking if I just run a grinder through it to release it, hopefully it will come off. It's a big if. Safe to say that one wasn't arse, so I had to cut quite a bit of it out to get it off, and I have marked the edge of the steering box, so I'm hoping it's going to be okay. Once that's off, I'll clean it all up and make sure we're good to go. But yeah, that didn't want to come off. What a pain in the backside. Right, as you can see, I have caught the edge of the steering box, but none have gone through to where the seal is, so we should be good. Right, in here is a circlip. That's got to be removed, but I think I'm going to leave that for a minute, and I'm going to work on that steering bar to see whether I can get that out of the end and whether it will fit in my steering bar. Right, so I took the joint with the split boot out and it wouldn't go in that side. But obviously because they're reverse thread, to be able to adjust it on the car, I took the other end out and it goes in the other side. So there's no, I'm gonna have to get a new track rod end for that end, because obviously I've now got to put that split one back on. But this is too long, so I'm gonna need to cut this end off basically so it can thread in, because the bar isn't hollow. So I've got to just chop that off quickly. Right, I've gone all the way in and left it a bit loose, so then once we get the other one all the way in and when it's on, we can adjust it. So let's put the dodgy ball joint back on for now. Okay, we've got the replacements, so that's the same as that, that's the same as that. Well, obviously we'll have to reuse the snap ring, and then that's the cover over the top. We've got that nice and clean in there, so we can reassemble this side and then we can move on to the steering shaft end. Right, this obviously has got to be a tight seal so it doesn't just slide in. So we're going to have to try and manipulate it in as careful as we can. Right, the second seal went in and the snap ring is in, and you can see them cuts a bit better, but they don't go all the way to the edge, so we're all right. So that's in. So the last bit to go on is this. Can't do it with one hand. There we go. I'll get that on and then we'll swap round and we will do this end, the end it was actually leaking from. Okay, it's on. I'm not confident that's sealed. The seal that, oh, I haven't put the cover on yet. But the seal that come off, which I don't know what I've done with it now, there, that's the same part number as the one that went back in, but it just didn't seem to fit very well. So I don't know. All we can do is try. So I need to put this back on, this new one on here, give that a tap down, and then yeah, I suppose we'll refit it and see if it works. I don't want to tempt fate, but at the minute that's dry under there. It's dry down there. We've gone back and forth, back and forth. The only issue being is the steering box is maxed out there. I've just measured, that sumo bar is about 1 inch longer than the original bar that come off. So we might have to look for a shorter sumo bar. There must be different ones. Obviously I've not put the shock or anything back on yet. I wanted to test it all before I put it all back together because I wasn't sure on that seal. But what I'm going to do is just blade the steering box. You've got the nipple on top there. I'm going to blade that off, and then yeah, we'll run it again, just see if it's all right, back and forth, and then properly put it back together, hopefully. Okay, so I've bled the steering box, same way as you would brake. Just crack off the blade nipple and suck it through with the bleeder. I've topped up the fluid, so I'm going to leave it overnight now, and we'll see how we get on another day. But yeah, I need to look up a shorter sumo steering bar because it's a bit too long, only by about 1 inch or so, but there must be 2 different types, so I'll have to have a look. Unfortunately, it's going to stay here tonight. I won't be able to see if anything comes out because of the amount I've spilt before, but obviously I haven't put the shock or anything back on yet, so at least I can have a look around where it was leaking before, and fingers crossed it's dry. Right, well, I've left this over the weekend. I've popped back in on Sunday morning to sort some bits out. Although the puddle has spread, the actual level in the bottle is good, and it's still dry on the chassis top, so I'm hoping that's a win. But we'll have to start it up tomorrow, wiggle it all about again, just make sure that it's gone through, and then we need to bolt the UJ back together, put the shock mount back on, etc, etc. So I'm hoping we'll be all right. Nothing is tight other than that bolt there, just to try and keep that in the right place. So we need to tighten all this up, and then obviously work out this sumo bar as well. That's the next thing we've got to try and decipher. So I'll leave this week's video here, a bit later than normal, but yeah, it is what it is. I'll see you next week in another video. Have a great week. Like, subscribe and share and all that jazz, and I'll see you then. Ta-da.